With the release of the new Android app and Eagle Ballistics, you're going to open up Google Play, search for Eagle Ballistics, very simple. You're going to hit download and install. Give it a second while it goes. I'm just using the internet. The Android, we've been noticing that there's a bunch of different models, so some stuff doesn't work right. We're working on it. It just is what it is. All right, we're going to hit open. You're going to allow, and then at this point, what you're going to do is we're going to go to the settings on the Android. Bear with me as I try to remember where all this stuff is on Android. I am not an Android guy. All right, then I'm going to go to apps. We're going to go to Eagle Ballistics, and where it says permissions, you're going to go ahead and allow it nearby devices. You're going to go to camera, allow it to use camera when using app. Location, you want to use the actual GPS, so allow when using app. At this point, go back to the app, go to the settings in the bottom right, click on advanced mode, get out of basic, slowly scroll down. Oops, did that too fast. Slowly scroll down. And you're going to show temperature, show pressure, and show valley and canyon winds, and turn your maximum ordinate to feet. This is your HUD settings or heads-up display. You're going to allow it to use the device for pressure, allow it to use the device for location with the satellite, and allow it to use online weather. The app will automatically, if you have cell service, go to the nearest weather station to grab temperature and humidity. Everything else is done automatically through the app. All right, at this point, go to the grocery cart in the upper left. You can do a monthly subscription or you can do an annual. You're going to want to do the long range if you want to use it as far as your velocities last. So you can do 2,000 yards, 3,000 yards, as long as you show velocity, the app's going to work, okay? All right, at that point, once you decide which subscription, which I'm not going to do here, you can go to your HUD or your heads-up display, and you can see the temperature outside is 59 degrees, the pressure is 29.67 inches of mercury. Anything that's in light gray is selectable. I can click inclination and azimuth. It'll go activate the phone for angle and compass. Hit set both. You can push on wind speed and type in the wind, and then the direction and tell it where the wind's coming from. Hit set. And then at this point, if you're going to connect to a device, click on the binocular. This is where you connect to a rangefinder. This is where you connect to a Calypso Mini. This is where you connect to a Kestrel or a weather flow, which the ultrasonic is showing. You can see that. And go to your settings. Now, if you go to the range card, now the range card is only going to work as far as whatever you have typed in on your HUD, which in this case, since I don't have a subscription, is 100 yards. If I type in 1,000 yards, you can see his maximum range without subscription is 100, so it's not going to allow you to do that. If you have the tracked rangefinder, go ahead and connect it. It will automatically unlock the Eagle Ballistics app for a full 30 minutes for free while you're trying to trigger your ballistic coefficients, and then it'll fall asleep. Once the rangefinder disconnects, just tap the rangefinder again and reconnect it, and then Eagle Ballistics is fully operational. Remember, there's a question mark on every page in the upper right-hand corner. One thing you'll notice is it says multi-target. Android does not have multi-target. There's going to be a few things that the Android doesn't have that the iOS does have. So the iOS just has an easier time operating most ballistic solvers than Android does. So some things we don't have on there. All right, so anyway, this is how you install Eagle Ballistics, give it the permissions it needs. And this is how you allow it to see different devices like rangefinders, and again, using Kestrel wind meters or whatever else using Bluetooth. All right, and you now know how to get to subscriptions. Again, you have to allow it the permissions it asks for when you first download it. All right, thanks for watching and have a good day.